Hey everybody, Tanya from ShootingStarSVG back, and today we are going to talk about NightCafe and its AI art generator. So if this is your first time here, go ahead and click on like and subscribe below, as that does keep me motivated to continue making these videos so that way you can grow your business and change your life. As you know, we have been talking about AI art for what seems like forever now, but I don't think it's going to go away. In between all of the chaos, I have discovered another platform that generates images from text that has been around. This is like the OG of AI image creation. So I just want to say thank you to Jay for sending me the link, and also MattVid Pro for creating a video about this. At first I was skeptical, but then after playing with it, this one really just kind of stands out for me because it has a lot of different AI prompting capabilities, and it uses different models like Stable Diffusion, DALL-E 2, and also some of their original models that they have, which I haven't really played around with too much compared to the Stable Diffusion and the DALL-E 2. However, it's just really freaking cool, and I have learned so much in the past 24 hours on this thing. It is absolutely insane, the power that this website has. With all of that being said, as you are going through the video, if you have questions, post them in the discussions and I will find the frickin' answer. All right, so when you log into NightCafe, it's going to ask you to connect with Facebook, Google, or a password, and it is going to pop you back into your creations. Now you can see I have not generated a ton. This runs on a credit system, and I will get into that in just a minute. But really, you can see the creations are kind of similarly laid out to Midjourney's collection. So if I went to midjourney.com right now and signed in, you can go ahead and see my collections here, and I'm just going to go on upscales. You can see the upscales that I've been working on lately. But if you look at all, you can see where I'm kind of trying to see if I'm getting similar results from what I'm running through NightCafe. Okay, so it will show up with your creations, and you have all these different tabs up here. So you have collections. I have not started any collections yet. You have a feed. So this feed is from people that you follow. There's also this explore button up here on the top, and you can filter this so it's newest creations, top in the last hour, day, week, month, all time, and any popular discussions. You can filter this out based off of open settings, so that way you can see their prompts, text to image, what kind of model they're using, whether it is the artistic or coherent, stable, DALL-E 2. If it's a video, if you have the capability to buy the NFT by print, and also, fun fact, this platform also has the capability to show not safe for work content. So if you're one of those that was on one of the other platforms and you're like, this is BS, I want to be able to see a boob or some gore or whatever it is, you can see some boobies on NightCafe if you change your settings. So keep that in mind. I don't know how many people really want to see boobies or butts or whatever, but if you want to see boobies and butts, you can do that. I'm impartial. If there's a boob on my screen, I'll probably cheer a little. Anyway. You can go through and explore this and filter through as you wish, and you can also look at it in a grid mode, and it will show you how many likes, comments, and images that are associated with that if it's showing all of the images. So for example, you click on this one and you can see the images that were in this particular, and hey, there's some boobies in this particular image. And if you click on settings, if they have their text prompts open, you can actually see those there. So then there is a challenges tab, and this challenge tab is actually pretty cool. So every day they have a challenge, and you can go ahead and enter into the challenge. So today's challenge is circus. So you would basically enter this by submitting one of your creations. If you win, you will get 250 free credits, and I will talk about the credit system in just a moment. They do have a Discord and a Facebook group, and they both have been very beneficial for me learning this platform very, very quickly. All right, so you also have this notifications tab, so you will get 5 daily credits. As you work on the system, you will get certain badges associated with that. Up in your profile, you can see get credits. If you click on view profile, you can actually see your connections, and you can also see what badges that you have. Okay, and you have the capability to scroll through that. You also have their terms of service and any feedback and support. I will note that they do not limit how you utilize the images on here. So you do have the capability to utilize them on a commercial basis. However, the NightCafe team is not liable for any potential copyright issues that you may have. So as a lot of you know, there's a lot of controversy out there right now with copyright and AI and all of this shizzle. We'll see what happens, okay? Everybody's keeping their pulse kind of on that. All right, so let's get to the nitty-gritty about credits first before we roll into prompting. So if you click on credits, you can see that you have the option to subscribe, buy, or earn to keep creating or come back after 8 for your 5 credit top up. So I will say one image usually runs about a credit, maybe a half a credit, depending on what model you're using. So for NightCafe Pro, you have the option to go from a $10 a month package all the way up to an $80 a month package. You can see the credit breakdown here. You get a pro badge on your profile. You can tip other creators 2.5 times more progress images. I'm not sure exactly what that means. I'm gonna have to look that up. You can earn top-ups and badges as normal. You can cancel anytime, and supposedly they're coming with more perks. Again, they list their terms of service here. The credit packs are what I started with, so I just started with the basic 100 credits to see if this is something that I'm going to like. Because here's the deal. If you're using a model like Stable Diffusion on this platform, and I'll show you what I mean in a second, you can get one set of 4 images from one prompt for a credit, depending on how quickly you want your image and how big you want your image to be. So if you're in thumbnail size and you want it to be at a regular speed, generally you're looking at 1 credit for 4 images. Now, say that you find out of the 4 for that particular prompt, you want to upscale one. You have the option to upscale certain levels, and I'll show you what this looks like in a minute. And you have the ability to spend anywhere between 1 to 3 credits on upscale, okay? So let's just say 1 image for you to produce on average is going to be 4 credits for you because you have 1 for the prompt roll and then 3 for a max upscale of 8,000 by 8,000 pixels, depending on what you're trying to accomplish in the end. So for me, a lot of my mediums are smaller in nature. I don't have to go anything really over 3,000 by 3,000 for tumblers and things of that nature, okay? If I want to create something a little bit bigger than that, like say wall art, I would probably opt for the 8,000 by 8,000, which would be that 3 credit. So if you're trying to get 100 images out and upscale to the max upscale, you're looking at about 4 credits per image. So you're looking at about 400 credits. So you can break it down 2 ways. You could come here and buy 500 credits for $40 a month, or you could spend $50 a month and get 700 credits. Now keep in mind, Midjourney right now is $30 a month for basically the standard plan, which is unlimited. Although you do get metered once you use a certain amount of GPU time. So you can buy more GPU time, or you can just relax your images if you're not in a hurry. That's not a huge deal for me. I've been paying the $30 a month. The one thing that I appreciate about NightCafe is I can hide my prompts. I don't have that capability with Midjourney unless I'm paying the $50 a month, okay? So if I'm already paying $50 a month to hide my prompts, which I'm not, by the way, but I could be, I could pay the 700 credits, which is the $50 a month, which would be the equivalent to Midjourney if I determine that this one is one that I like. Now, I'm going to get into some of the nitty gritty on this because I do like it a lot, and I'm going to show you why. Because I had to like stumble and fall through Midjourney to get my prompting on point. I guess Midjourney kind of gave me some groundwork, but moving into NightCafe to prompt, which I'm going to show you in just a minute, so be patient, my friend. This just blew my freaking mind because it made things so much easier, and the education that people are providing on the platform, I wouldn't say far surpasses Midjourney, but it's so concise and it makes sense in my brain that it was easier for me to pick up that I feel like now, after just 1 day of playing around with NightCafe, I'm a better prompter. All right, back to the computer screen. So that's the credit system explained. Really, what I recommend for most people is you can start off with one of these credit packs, and if you like it, go to a monthly subscription. Now, you can also earn free credits by earning badges. So if you share a creation on social media, if you publish 5 creations, if you get 10 likes on one of your creations, if you follow 5 users. So like the more that you interact with the platform and the system, the more credits that you're going to get. So if you're sharing, if you're contributing, if you're doing all these things, you can get more credits without having to pay. So it's not like you have to pay to play all the time. You'll get additional credits daily as you're utilizing the platform, which I think is a really cool feature. And another nice thing is you can click on view all badges and you can actually see which ones that you have already collected. So you can check and see what you need to do to get one of these other badges, okay? So get 25 likes and you get 4 credits. If you get the master, you get 30 credits if you publish 500 creations. So it's just kind of like a really interesting way to motivate people to utilize the platform. All right, so now that we've gotten all of this nitty gritty out of the way, I'm gonna go back to home and we're gonna click on create and we're gonna look at this platform holistically. And yes, I know this video is gonna be longer. I'm gonna break it up into chapters so y'all can skip through the parts that you don't wanna look at. As you can see, there are different creation methods on the platform. You have text to image through Stable Diffusion. You have text to image through DALL-E 2. You have text to image through their coherent or clip-guided diffusion. And you also have text to image through artistic VQGAN+CLIP, okay? The other thing I'd like to point out is a style transfer. So you can actually turn your photo into a masterpiece. I think this is really interesting. I haven't had the ability to play with it yet. However, I'll be making some videos on some of the features of this as we continue to go through. So they do kind of explain the text to image algorithm. So the artistic one is the original algorithm. So this was the OG of AI basically, and it produces really nice textures and scenery, but they don't really like to be physically accurate. So as they said, a building floating in the sky or a repeating pattern throughout the image. Coherent is newer to NightCafe, and they obey the laws of physics for the most part. So it's like the artistic, but better. And then the stable is Stable Diffusion off, and we all know about that one. And then DALL-E 2 is down here as well. And it is an evolution of the original DALL-E that was by OpenAI. And so they're kind of renditions of this. So you can actually see too that the stable is inspired by DALL-E 2, Imagen, and other systems. I've been working mostly in Stable. That is just my personal preference, but I highly recommend trying out all of these. I have not had enough time in my day to go through all of them, but I was so excited about the platform that I'm like, I've got to make a video, y'all. Especially after seeing Matt's video, and then Jay and I talking about this all day, and then I was like, I get amazed by AI every day. Like, it just blows my mind. So when you click on a creation method, this is what it's going to show up with at first. I had my advanced options on, okay? So basically you would have your text prompt. Now you can choose one from these examples, or you can click on random. And every time you click on random, it's just going to generate a random prompt, okay? So let's go gingerbread house. Why not? I'm feeling Christmassy. So you have all these different styles here. If you click on show all, it will show you all the different styles that this program has to work with, which is very helpful if you're just learning how to utilize prompting. So let's actually do horror, because I think this will be kind of funny. So we'll do horror, and basically you can run this for 4 images at 1 credit. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna burn through some credits while we go through here, and that's fine, because I wanna show you what it's gonna look like when we go into advanced mode. So this is just really basic gingerbread house horror, all right? And click on create. Now what that's gonna do is it's going to start running, and it's going to drop into your creations. I will make a note that you do have the capability to delete creations if you don't want them in your portfolio. So this one I'm not ridiculously fond of, so you can just click the 3 ellipses and go delete permanently and click on delete. You see how fast that went? Okay, so we say gingerbread house horror, and I mean, this is pretty creepy stuff. I mean, I don't think I would want to go into any of these gingerbread houses, but I wouldn't say that they're very gingerbread-esque. You can see the output images here as you scroll down, and you can see what prompting they put in for horror, which is horror Gustave Doré Greg Rutowski. That's 2 different people that are related to that horror scene. So not anything super crazy with that particular prompt. Now if we were to go to create and go back to stable, we can go to the same thing, gingerbread house, okay? And let's click on show all, and we're gonna go ahead and click on horror. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna open up the advanced options, okay? Because you can't see this little button here, and this is important. We're going to open this up to add modifiers, okay? And you can see here that the text prompt we have put in already is gingerbread house. You can go to presets again, and you can go back down and click on this horror. It's going to show you those words that I just shown you in the prompting, okay? So let's get rid of that. We're going to say that we want a heavenly gingerbread house, all right? Now, one thing they don't do is add in the commas, and I like to add in the commas. So I'm going to add in the commas. All right, so we're going to click on done there. Now, you can start with an image. Say that you have an image that you want to start as your seed. You can do that. Seed is a whole other freaking thing that I could talk about for hours and hours, but basically they're going to generate it based off of a seed that is out there already. I usually just click on random a few times. The easiest way to explain the seed is it will take a previous rendition in the AI and it will generate the image based off of that seed. That's like the easiest way to explain it, but it still doesn't really explain it. So more to come on that. All right, so I usually keep my aspect ratio square, but you have the capability to do mobile vertical, widescreen, landscape, or portrait. Have the ability to choose the number of images. As you increase this, your credit count will go up. And you have the ability to move the prompt weight up or down. I'm going to leave it at 50%. And basically this will go into how much the final image will look like the actual prompt that you put in. Resolution and runtime. So I usually start as a thumbnail resolution, okay? And you can see here that it's not recommended to bring it up any higher than that. So you can do thumbnail, low resolution, or medium resolution. Again, this will use more credits. As far as runtime and resolution goes, this is like a whole other thing I can talk about, but it really depends on what model you're using, whether or not it is artistic or coherent, which we talked about in the create models before. So you can see they mean really artistic to coherent as far as the text prompting for NightCafe's models, okay? I'm not sure if it really plays into Stable Diffusion or DALL-E 2. Keep in mind, they have expanded, and I believe they will continue to expand their creation methods as they go. All right, so we're just gonna keep it at short and a thumbnail, and we're gonna create. Now remember our spooky ass gingerbread houses that we saw? Maybe these will look a little bit better, like more Hansel and Gretel-y. I don't know. Oh my God, those look way too cartoony. That's not what I expected to happen. Okay, so these are our gingerbread houses. They look scarily realistic as far as the texture on these thumbnail images. So all of these look very churchy too, I guess. And the sky looks pretty good. So you have the ability to enhance these. You can duplicate these. You can evolve these. I'm not going to go into all these nitty-gritty details now, but basically to enhance, which would mean to bring the resolution of an image up, you would go down to the little eyeball underneath the one that you prefer, okay? And it's going to show you what it looks like on print. And you can click on enhance, and it will give you the option to increase the size of your thumbnail all the way up to the max size of 8,000 by 8,000. Which will be 3 credits. So it'll cost you 3 credits to upscale at that larger size. You also have the capability to download the image as the thumbnail print. You can share it to social media or locally. You have the ability to duplicate it. So this is kind of like a remix. So basically what you're doing is you're taking these same prompts and you're duplicating that prompt. You can change any of the parameters you have to see if a reroll is going to be beneficial for you. So the duplicate is basically the reroll function of Midjourney, okay? So in Midjourney, you can reroll. In NightCafe, the reroll is considered the duplicate. The other thing I want to talk about is the evolve. Evolve basically will allow you to take this image and evolve it based off of the original image that you had. So you can take this text prompt that you have and you can add something to it. Let's just say night sky, and see if anything else comes out. So we'll go ahead and create that. It darkened it a little bit, but for the most part, it's the same image, but a little bit different. The sun looks quite different, but so that didn't really work the way I anticipated it to, but that's okay. When you're in creations, that's just what you can do after you have created something. You can also add them to collections. You can like them. And if you want to make something public and add it into your collection, you have the capability to do that. So you could do the entire grid. By clicking these 3 ellipses, you can click on hide from gallery. What you can do is you can publish separately. publish separately that will publish just that singular image to your feed. Today, messing around with this program really opened my eyes to the capability of not being so stuck down the Midjourney hole. I haven't found myself getting tired of Midjourney and the prompts yet, but I know some of my other friends who have been on the platform said after a certain period of time, they started to see so many different similarities between the AI and either what other people were creating, what they were creating, that's just very off-putting. And so I think when you collaborate with a lot of people on things like this and you kind of compare and contrast, like, hey, I ran this prompt, what did you get? Versus, well, I ran this prompt, what did you get? And you're seeing very similar results. It can be kind of frustrating because you work really hard on your prompt crafting and things of that nature. And if people are all creating the same stuff, we're just going to kind of be back in the same place we were with people bitching about inspiration from, you know, other stuff that's out there. I don't know. I'm not going to get into that tangent right now. I really just wanted to show you guys NightCafe. It's a little bit more pricey than some of the other AIs out there, but overall, I think it's a really fantastic tool. Definitely check it out. I'll post a link down below for y'all to go take a look-see and give me your feedback. I'd like to know what you think about this compared to Midjourney or Stable Diffusion or DALL-E. Or any of the other tools that I've shown you out there. If there's a tool out there that I haven't gone through yet, shoot me a freaking email. My email's in my information, or drop a comment and I'll check it out. And we'll go from there. Hopefully y'all got something out of this video. Like and subscribe is always appreciated. Head over to the Facebook group if you haven't already, where we are creating a community of like-minded individuals looking to grow their semi-passive income with digital downloads. If you need anything else, don't hesitate to reach out. ShootingStarSVG, signing out.